Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. This is your boy Dash the True Inferno. And before we get into today's episode of Throwback Tunes, last week I came out with a video, an Overwatch video called Trent Differ is Out His Effing Mind. And that video blew up. Like it's kind of dead, man. So I would like to thank everybody for constantly watching it. Really appreciate it. There's a part 2 to that video coming out next week, and it's involved another football, I'm gonna call him great, but another football celebrity, I guess. Although, can we even count Trent Differ as a celebrity? But I'm getting off topic. So yeah, part 2 next week. It won't be about Trent Differ. It'll be about somebody else. Now let's get on with today's Throwback Tunes episode. Now last week, or 2 weeks ago, I let y'all vote on which Jay-Z album I should review. And the choices were Volume 2, Hard Not Life, Volume 3, The Life and Times of S. Carter, The Blueprint, I believe it was The Blueprint 1 or The Blueprint 2, I believe it's The Blueprint 1, and The Black Album. And the winner, and we had a tie, and actually it was The Blueprint 1, I'm sorry, and we had a tie. It was between The Black Album and Volume 2, Hard Not Life. Now, because of how the voting was done on Twitter, even though it was a tie, I reviewed the Black Album first because of how Twitter had the votes done. So the Black Album I did last week. This week is Volume 2, Hard Knocks Life. So with that said, let's get straight into it. So this album came out September 29th, 1998. So at this point, I just started high school. Like, I legitimately just started high school. So this album was under Roc-a-Fella Records and Def Jam. And the executive producers were Jay-Z, Kareem Biggs, Burke, and Dame Dash. And then of course there was other producers in the mix as well. Swizz Beatz, DJ Premier, The 4-5 King, Timbaland, Stevie J, Gotti, Eric Sermon, Kid Capri, Dame Dash, if you can believe that or not, Jermaine Dupri, no relation to Kid Capri obviously, Jay Warner, Lil Rob, how you pronounce it? The Roy Trotter, Mahogany Music, and I believe I did say Stevie J. Yes, I did say Stevie J. He's from the Hitmen rather, and we got we got that, and I believe I said Roc-Roller. No, I did not say Roc-Roller, but yeah, Roc-Roller was involved as well, and that's everybody. So let's move on with this album. Let me give you all a little bit of a background regarding this album. So, speaking in December 1998 to note UK urban writer Pete Lewis of the award-winning Blues and Soul, Jay-Z described the background to the album's lyrical themes, and I quote, "Primarily, I see myself as so much more than a rapper. I really believe I'm the voice for a lot of people who don't have that microphone or who can't rap. The voice of the voiceless, CM Punk. Anywho, so I wanted to represent and tell the story of everybody who's been through what I have been through, or knows somebody that has. I also want to speak about our lifestyle to people who, though they may live, say, in the suburbs and not be part of that world, still want to know about it and understand it. Now, let me give you a perspective of Volume 2, Hard Not Life. This is Jay-Z's best-selling album to this day. No other album he came out with did better commercially than this one. It was certified 5-time platinum in 2000. The album debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200, selling over 350,000 copies in its first week. By 2013, the album has sold 5.4 million copies in the US alone. So, yeah, this was Jay-Z's most successful album. Let me give you some more charts real quick. So, like I said, it was number 1 on the US Billboard Top 200. It was also number 1 in the US Top R&B/Hip Hop albums. It was 13th in the Canadian album charts, 76th in the Media Control charts, which were done in Germany, 34th in the, I'm not even gonna pronounce it, we just gonna call it the Sweden charts, 49th in the Swiss music charts, which was done in Switzerland obviously, and 109th out in UK with the UK album charts. And it was silver through the BPI, and it was platinum through the MC. So yeah, no other album accomplished what this one accomplished. None of them. Not Reasonable Doubt, not Volume 3, not the Blueprint 1 or 2 or 3, not the Black Album, not Magna Carta Holy Grail, not the Best of Both Worlds with R. Kelly, not even Watch the Throne with Kanye West. No other album achieved that was done by Jay-Z achieved this much amount of success rather. So this was Jay-Z come up, as far as financially and commercially wise rather, this was Jay-Z's best album. But you all know what, in my opinion, what Jay-Z's really best album is. We all know what it is. Although some people say that this one was his best album. And I mean, they have a good beef. They have a good beef of saying that. Because let me give you the track listings real quick. Now, Jay-Z came out with 4 singles, and we'll get more on that in a second. Now, there are 14 songs on here. Meaning I can only give you, and this is a shame. I can only give you a top 3. I can't give you a top 5. I really wish I could give you a top 5. I can only give you a top 3 because there's not 16 or more tracks on here. And 2 of them are bonus tracks, by the way. 2 of the 14. So the first track is called Intros, and then there's a little dance by it, and then it's called Hand Me Down. I mean, not Hand Me Down, Hand It Down, which is performed by Memphis Bleek. So the first part of this track, you got that usual dude who's speaking behind the the heartbeat, the scary heartbeat. And then normally somebody jumps in and rap wherever. In this case, it's Memphis Bleek. The beat was done by DJ Premier. It was out cold, and expect to see a lot of Memphis Bleek in this album, if you can believe that or not. Now, the second track is called Hard Knock Life Ghetto Anthem. Now, this is one of the 4 singles. I'll get more of that in a minute. The third track is called If I Should Die, featuring the Ranjas. How you pronounce that? Hope I spelled that. I mean, I said that correctly. Followed by one of my favorite tracks off this album, Ride or Die. And track number 5 is another single, and this one's called, well, I'm gonna give you the two titles used for this track. If you were here listening to the radio version or saw the music video, this is called Jigga What? Jigga Who? But if you got the album, then you know it's called Nigga What? Nigga Who? So yeah, that's what it's called. And then also along with Nigga What, Nigga Who, is in parentheses, originated in 99. And that's featuring Mill and Big Jazz throughout the Jigga What, Jigga Who, featuring both of them as well. Then track number 6 is called Money Cash Hoes, featuring DMX, another single. So we covered 3 out of the 4 singles already. Track number 7 is called A Week Ago, featuring Too Short, followed by Coming of the Age, which is the sequel, featuring Memphis Bleek. So yeah, I believe the first Coming of Age was off of Bleek's album. So yeah, there you go with that. Track number 9 is yet another single called Can I Get Her, featuring Emil again and Ja Rule. Then we got track number 10, which is called Paper Chase, featuring Foxy Brown, followed by the Reservoir Dogs, featuring The Lox, Benny Siegel, and Sauce Money. Track number 12, is called It's Like That, featuring Kid Capri and Les Liette. Kid Capri also produced this track, by the way. Now we on to the bonus tracks. We got It's Alright, featuring Memphis Bleek, and one of my I don't know if I would say it shames me to say this, because it's a really good track. But here's why I'm a little bit conflicted about what I should say is one of my favorite tracks ever. The last track, which is another bonus track, Money Ain't a Thing. And here's the conflict, featuring Jermaine Dupri. I'm not exactly a big Jermaine Dupri fan, so that's why I was like, but this track is a classic, so I can't hate on it. Now, remember how I said there was 4 singles off of this album? Well, there are, but It's Alright off. There's some info on that. I believe that's a single as well. And Money Ain't a Thing is a single as well. So technically, it's 4 to 6 singles off this album. Now let's move on with the first single off this album, which is called Can I Get Her, featuring Emil and Ja Rule. Now this track was also released on Def Jam's Rush Hour soundtrack in promotion for the first Rush Hour film, and it also was on this album as well. So the song was produced by Herb Gotti and Lil Rob, and this song really put Emil and Ja Rule on the map. And it became one of Jay-Z's most commercially successful singles at the time, peaking at 19th on the Billboard Hot 100. Now, obviously, how the hook is different depending on like which version you're listening on. If you're listening to the radio version, you're watching the music video that was actually played on TV, or if you just happen to get the clean version or whatever, or get the single, then the hook goes, can I get a what, and of course, can I get a whoop, whoop? But of course, if you got the actual album, it goes, can I get a fuck you, and then goes on from there. So yeah. The song details with the question whether Jay-Z's girlfriend would stick with him if he wasn't wealthy. So this single came out September 1st, 1998. And yeah, and VH1 ranked Can I Get Her at number 57 on the VH1's 100 Greatest Songs of the 1990s. And Chris Penn appeared in the video as a bartender. So yeah. There you go with that. Now, let me give you all some charts. It was 36 on the Canadian single charts, 30th on the Dutch singles charts, 12th on the German singles charts, 26 on the Swiss singles charts, 24th on the UK singles chart. Like I said, 19th on the US Billboard Hot 100, 6th on the US Billboard Hot R&B / hip hop singles and tracks, and 22nd on the US Billboard Hot rap singles. So yeah, very successful, if I do say so myself. Now let's move on to the second single off this album. That is the bonus track, that is. And it's called It's a Hard Knock Life for Us. It's a hard knock life for us. Yeah, Hard Knock Life ghetto anthem. That's what that was. Cause no, they got some kids. Well, this is actually a sample, by the way, off of Annie. So yeah, there you go with that. The single came out, and ironically, before I get to the information, this is actually one of my mom's favorite songs. I crap you not. But this came out October 27th, 1998. And like I said, it sampled the 1977 musical Annie, which is called the actual song called It's the Hard Knock Life. And obviously, they made the song more high-pitched for Jay-Z's version. So the song was produced by the 4-5 King, and at the time of its release was the most commercially successful Jay-Z single. And I believe this is the single that put Jay-Z over the charts, like over the edge, like push him up to that #1 status worldwide. Like we knew he was good in the US, but this song really elevated him to worldwide status, in my opinion. So the single was certified gold in March of 1999, and it reached platinum on July 15th, 2015. So we talking a year ago. And it was nominated for Best Rap Solo Performance at the 41st Grammy Awards in 1999. The song peaked at number 15 on the Billboard Hot 100. And here's how, and this is what I mean when I said this, like, it's elevated Jay-Z worldwide. Like, I can't believe how successful this song was. In fact, the song was used in Austin Powers and Goldmember when Dr. Evil was performing the song with Mini-Me. It was actually funny. So anywho, let me give y'all the charts. Australia, 31st. Austria, 14th. Belgium, 11th. France, 21st. The US Billboard Hot 100, 15th. Now, the remaining charts are all top 10. Canada, 6th. Denmark, 6th. Germany, 5th. Ireland, 9th. Netherlands, 6th. New Zealand, 10th. Norway, 4th. Sweden, 6th. Switzerland, 7th. United Kingdom, 2nd. US Billboard Hot R&B / hip hop singles and tracks, 10th. US Billboard Hot rap singles, 2nd. See what I mean? He had about, I believe, 10 international charts, if I read that correctly. Yes, where he was in the top 10. That's crazy. That's what I mean. It elevated him to worldwide status. This song, even though the song wasn't that bad, like I'm gonna say it's a classic. Well, it's a classic, but it's not one of my favorites. But it's a successful song, so you can't deny that. Now the third single, again, which is not a bonus track, is called Money Cash Hoes, and this one features DMX. And this one came out November 9th, 1998, and it was produced by Switch Beats. And the beat features a heavy use of descending synthesizers. In the end of the track, Pain in the Ass is talking, saying things similar to the dialogue in the film Goodfellas. Now there is a remix for this song, and the remix features guest verses from Memphis Bleek and Benny Siegel, and is also the remix is a single on the soundtrack of the 1999 film The Corruptor. And ironically, the remix does not involve DMX, and I think it should, outside from the hook, which I guess they like took samples or whatever, I don't know. But anywho, it did not. Well, let me see if it made the charts. It don't say the charts here, but let me go to this one spot, because this song should have made the charts somewhere, because it's really good in my opinion. So yeah, there you go with that Money Cash Hoes. And like I said, this was during the time where, even though Ja Rule was getting his fame because of Can I Get Her, but the three kings that was sharing the throne outside of No Limit were Roc-a-Fella, Rough Riders, and Murder Inc. So yeah, there you go with that. Now let me get on to these charts here. Here it is, Money Cash Hoes. So it was 36 on the US top rap, or US hot rap / hip hop songs, and in the US Billboard hot rap songs, it was as high as 19th, and that was it for Money Cash Hoes. Now let's get on to the fourth and final single, which is again not a bonus track off this album, and that is Nigga What? Nigga Who? So yeah, there you go, the originator in 99. Now again, if you're going by the clean version, then it'll be Jigga What, Jigga Who, to avoid airing the word nigga, obviously. So this one came out March 1st, 1999. First of all, that music video was out cold. So the track was produced by Timbaland and features Big Jazz and Emil. And Emil did the hook, and Big Jazz rapped one verse. And his verse was dope as heck there. So regarding the charts, it was 84th on the Billboard Hot 100 and 23rd on the Billboard Hot Rap / Hip Hop Singles and Tracks. I believe that's all it did. Yeah, that's all it did. And I believe should have got more success, because out of the 4 singles, this one was his best one. So you know this is going to be high on my list as far as my favorite tracks or whatever. Now, let's get on to the other 2 tracks that the bonus tracks really. Now, and this is a single. It's Alright is a 1998 single by Jay-Z and Memphis Bleek. Now, this one was released on the Streets is Rockin' soundtrack for the film of the same name. It was later featured as a bonus track on this album, produced by Dame Dash and Mahogany Music, who sampled Once in a Lifetime by the Talking Heads, and it sampled The Hall of Mirrors by Kraftwerk for the track's beat. So, and this single came out April 21st, 1998. And there was a music video for this. I want to say I've seen it, but I don't remember. So Dame Dash, Big Bucks, Ja Rule, and DJ Clue made cameo appearance on this track right here. Let's see. Let me see if I can find some charts for this one. And this one, here we go. 61st on the US the Billboard Hot 100, 32nd on the Hot R&B / hip hop songs, and 9th in the US Hot Rap songs. So yeah, there you go with that. Now, one of my all-time favorite tracks, Money Anything. Now, here's another bonus track. This one came out May 11, 1998. Now, this was a single, the second single from Jermaine Dupri's 1998 album, Life in 1472. And as I said, it's a single off of Jay-Z's album. So, there you go with that. Now, Dupri, who produced the track, samples Weak at the Knees by Steve Arrington for the beat. And it could be found on, outside of Jermaine Dupri's album and Jay-Z's Volume 2 album, it can be found on 2 of Jay-Z's Greatest Hits compilations. Chapter 1 Greatest Hits, and just simply Greatest Hits. It was nominated for Best Rap Performance by a Duo or a Group at the 41st Grammy Awards in 1999. This is a lot of information right here. Oh my gosh. And this one was under not only Roc-a-Fella, but also So Def, which was Jermaine Dupri's record label. It was 28th on the Hot Rap Singles, 10th on the Hot R&B / hip hop singles and tracks, and 24th on the Rhythmic Top 40. And let me see. I don't know if I can find that on here, because it's more of a Jermaine Dupri. Oh, here it is. Yeah, so that's it. It didn't go international, and it should have went international. So yeah, that's it with that. Now let me get on with my favorite track off of this album, starting from the bottom on up. Now, first of all, let me say this: there's no bad track on this album. Every track is great or above. But with that said, Money Cash Hoes was the worst track off this album, in my opinion. Like I said, it's not bad. I ain't saying it sucks. It's a great track, but it's the worst one when you compare that track to the others. Followed by It's Alright, featuring Memphis Bleak. Now we get on to the really good track. Can I Get Up, featuring Mill and Ja Rule, from the bottom on up. Hard Knock Life, Ghetto Anthem. A Week Ago, featuring Too Short. If I Should Die rather, featuring The Rajas. Again, I hope I didn't blast that name. The Intro / Hand It Down, performed by Memphis Bleak. And of course, Paper Chase, featuring Foxy Brown. Now, the following tracks are my favorites. And if I was doing a top 6, these would be the ones right here. Coming of Age, the sequel, featuring Memphis Bleak. That joint is out cold, dog. That beat was hard as heck, man. I believe Swiss Beats did that one. That joint was out freaking cold. And yes, he did produce that one. That joint was dope, man. Then of course we got Nigga What, Nigga Who, originated in 99. That joint, I love that track, man, because the beat was out cold, and that was done by Timbaland. And you know Timbaland was a G back in those days, man. With I don't want to get into that because that's another topic for another day. But yeah, man, Timbaland was on point back then with the beats, and Nigga What, Nigga Who was proof of that. And then of course, It's Like That, featuring Kid Capri and Liz Liette. I love that track too, dog, because that beat was out cold, produced by Kid Capri himself. So that joint was out cold. Now let me give y'all my top 3. Number 3 was Severe Dog, featuring The Lox, Beanie Siegel, Sauce Money. You want to talk about hard-hitting lyrics? This is the one right here, dog. This joint is the hardest track off of this entire album. Wow, that's all I can say. When you got The Lox, when you got that beat, which was performed by Eric Sermon, Pop Trotter, or the Roy Pop Trotter, and Rock Router, dog, that joint was on point, man, and everybody delivered with the lyrics. It was crazy. Second best track off this album, Ride or Die. Love that track, man. How many of y'all wanna ride tonight, ride tonight? How many of y'all wanna die tonight, die tonight? How many of y'all wanna ride tonight? Either ride or die, or ride or die. That joint is on point, dog. You can't hit on that track, man. This is one of those cruise tracks, man. Let the top down and just chill, just ride out, man. Number 1, Money Ain't a Thing, featuring Jermaine Dupri. I'm a little bit suspect of that because Jermaine Dupri's in it, but it's out cold. It's the main reason why I got this album, dog. When I heard that joint, I'm like, and I want to say Volume 2 was my very first, yes, it is. Volume 2 was my very first Jay-Z album that I ever got. Now, I eventually did get Volume 1, Streets and Rock Scene, and Reasonable Doubt, but this was my very first Jay-Z album. It is, to me, this is where Jay-Z really became popular, dog. And Money Ain't a Thing was the track that did it for me, dog. That joint is out cold. I still know the lyrics to this day. Even Jermaine Dupri's lyrics. One of my all-time favorite tracks right there. Now, let me give y'all let me give you professional ratings. All Music gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. Chris Gow, Consumer Guy, gave it 3 stars. Encyclopedia of Popular Music gave it 3 out of 5 stars. IGN gave it 8.3 out of 10 stars. Los Angeles Times gave it 3.5 out of 4 stars. NME gave it 6 out of 10. Kill gave it 3 out of 5. The Rolling Stones Album Guide gave it 3.5 out of 5. And The Source gave it 4.5 out of 5. So some mixed reviews there. But what do I think about this album? Let me point out a flaw here. Now, granted, this was Jay-Z's 3rd or 4th album if you consider Streets is Rockin'. I ain't considering that one because that's more of a soundtrack. But this was Jay-Z's 3rd album. And every track on here, with the exception of one, Ride or Die, he features somebody in the tracks. Oh, no, that's not true. Two. Ride or Die and Hard Knock Life, Ghetto Anthem. Those was the only 2 tracks where he performed by himself. Now, at this point, he became big enough so he can do that and get away with it. But I'm like, dog, can we get some tracks where it's just you, yourself, and you? but I ain't complaining that much because this is an instant classic. This is a 5 out of 5. You should have this in your physical collection. Don't download it for free. Don't buy it digitally. Go to a music record store and pick up a physical copy of Volume 2 Hard Knock Life, because it is arguably Jay-Z's second best album ever, behind Reasonable Doubt. Now, granted, again, the Black Album could compete with this, Volume 1 could compete with this, the Blueprint could compete with this, but it's kind of hard to knock Volume 2 off as the second best Jay-Z album ever. It is that good, all right? So yeah, 5 out of 5. You should have a physical copy of this in your collection. Now, voting is back. Yes, voting time. No, I ain't gonna do that. That should sue me. So, what are the choices? Now, if you were born in the 80s or 70s and lived through the 80s, you're gonna love this. So here are your choices. And we're gonna be stuck in the 80s for quite some time now, for a number of weeks now. We got why did I say R? We got Run DMC, King of Rock. We got DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. He's the DJ, I'm the rapper. We got Jungle Brothers, done by the Forces of Nature. And we got Ice-T with Power. Now, granted, I have not heard any of these albums with the exception of DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. I only heard that one once. But I have no problem listening to them. So yeah, there you go. Let me give you the choices again. King of Rock, he's the DJ and I'm the rapper, done by the Forces of Nature, and Power. So remember, vote on Twitter, vote on Facebook. Let me know by next Wednesday at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'll listen to the winning album and I'll review it. So yeah, there you go with that, man. Y'all know who this is. This is Jim Ryan II, aka Mr. Smash Adams, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah.